Welcome to Houston Baptist University's Psych 4326, The Psychology of Death and Dying. Reminder, these presentations are only intended to highlight some important or difficult points from the chapter. They are in no way comprehensive, and they do not include all of the material that students will be held responsible for on exams. You are expected to completely and thoroughly engage with all of the required learning materials. Exams in this course may include questions taken from the textbook readings, videos, and PowerPoint presentations. This presentation covers some important topics from Chapter 4 in our textbook. Make sure you read all of the chapter and take notes. There is much more material in the chapter than we are covering in this presentation. This chapter introduces the idea of a death system. This idea of a death system helps us organize and provide a context for different death-related practices. Make sure you read through Focus on 4.1 on pages 67 and 68 in your textbook. I find the Kastenbaum quote to be very interesting. We face death alone in one sense, but in another and equally valid sense, we face death as part of a society whose expectations, rules, motives, and symbols influence our individual encounters. What do you think? Your textbook introduces the American death system and the events of September 11, 2001. This attack killed and injured innocent men, women, and children, and raised homicidal terrorism to a whole new level. Victims included individuals from many ethnic cultures, races, religions, and backgrounds. The components of the American death system failed to provide specific warnings and predictions that might have prevented this event. But since this time, many changes have occurred in our death system, including the invasion of Iraq and socially sanctioned killing through the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan. The World Health Organization gives us data on violence and an enormous increase in the suffering and numbers of deaths caused by humans. Human-induced deaths include accidents, homicide, terrorism, war, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. These might sound like distant occurrences, yet even the number of school shootings in the USA grabs our attention and is very alarming. It's very common for language about death to be evasive and avoided. The strange thing is we use death-related language frequently in reference to events that have nothing to do with death or dying. Dead battery, deadpan expression, dead giveaway, deadline, dead drunk, dead center, dead broke, dead beat, or even I'm dying to see you again. It's also interesting to consider the number of times we've witnessed or heard about on the news, not to mention death on television shows, movies, or video games. The number is staggering. Are we becoming desensitized to death? It's something to think about. I'll see you next chapter.